Hey guys, welcome back. This is Chosen Architect, and today we're going to be doing some base tours. And we're also going to be getting started, as you can see behind me, with Mystical Agriculture. I hope you guys are ready. So today we're going to do just a few things. Like we're going to do some experiments. We're going to go to see other people's bases. That's one of the things we're going to do here in just a little bit. But I wanted to show you what I had done with my automation setup that we had originally set up. Basically, I did exactly what I said I was going to do. Back behind here, I have now 3 crushers because I ended up getting enough materials to be able to do that. I had to make some more dust. Eventually, we'll get it set up so we can just make our own dust. But right now, the main thing we are needing is iron and copper and some base metals. That's the main thing we're needing. And redstone, of course. But redstone requires us to sieve dust in this manually. But this pretty much collects everything for us. So, as of right now, I have, like I said, 3 crushers from Actually Additions, all being powered. Actually, let me kind of show you what I'm using to power it, because I didn't make it on camera. I probably should have, but I was doing some looking, and I made this thing called a battery. Now, these spectral coils will not go directly on power cables, and I made some leadstone flux ducts, very simple to make those, to transfer power. But I have this set, and you need to figure out what direction is what, and from there, you can then start directing your power. But this guy will input power into this battery. Now, this thing is really cheap. If you take a look at battery, this thing is really cheap. Look at this thing. And it holds 1,000,000 RF. It really does. And I don't even know if it has a transfer limit on it, like the max amount of transfer. And I think this slot is to charge items, which we can test. I do want to see if I can charge items inside here. I do know that the cyclic has so many uses, and that being definitely one of them. So let's take this. This is like a really high-powered item that needs to be charged. So let's take this, and we'll see. We'll see. Does this actively charge items that are here? It does. So this will actually charge items inside that slot. So yeah, this thing is really crazy. And for how cheap it is, I highly recommend making it. It can be a little bit finicky, but, you know, it is what it is. But anyways, down below, all I did was I have my items being routed right here, and it's still going into the storage drawer. You can see here as a buffer, and then down below we have our pipe going down here, and it's running into our mechanical user that is now facing up into this instead. And then for redstone, I went ahead and just added a redstone signal just directly underneath here, so I can flip the lever and go, all right, mechanical user, you're off. The whole system's off. And that is going to make it a little bit easier or a little bit easier on the server. Whenever I'm offline, I just turn it off. Simple as that. It saves everybody else, because I'd like to respect not having some crazy stuff. I don't even have anywhere chunk loaded yet, because I have no need for it to be chunk loaded at the moment. So I'm just trying to help out everybody who is on, which we do have a large amount of people on today. I mean, we were at 25 people on, and this is you gotta admit, this is a modded server with over 250 something mods. We take a look at our numbers here. 245 active mods that are on this server. So pretty crazy number of people on here, and this thing is running really good. But like I said, we are going to go check out some bases, and then we're going to get to work on some more stuff here at our base. But let's go ahead and see what everyone else is up to. So we are now here with Ragnarok and Scaredy, and normally Cat in the Hat's here, but we're going to go ahead and go do a little tour, and Scaredy's going to take it from here and show us around the place. So how's it hanging?
That's going pretty good, and well, this is our kind of starting off point. We regulate all of our ore, so we have 83 water mills powering our little sipper here.
And that's absolutely ridiculous. You can't even see how far this goes. It goes all the way back here, and I find this hilarious. Like how fast these are actually moving up here is absolutely hilarious.
Have you actually seen how fast it sits now, though?
Yeah, it's almost instant. It's honestly almost instant. Like, you guys have taken something that happened so early game, Like, this is meant to be an early game way of doing this, but I guess if you take it to the extremes, it can then be used to make it like insta-civ, which I think is hilarious. Yeah, it's like half the time that it takes, if not more, to civ it manually. That's hilarious. I don't even want to stand over here because I'll pick up all these items. Oh man. But anyways, yeah, I see you guys got a few other things up here. You're producing all the materials with the stonework
all
factories.
the materials then go into these crafters, which then get put into the smeltery. So Cat help us get the smeltery set up, got the tank going, and so that all goes in here and gets smelted and then gets pumped into the tank.
Now, how are you preventing alloying, or are you just letting it alloy?
We're kind of just letting it alloy right now.
The odds of it alloying is so small because we have ender fluid conduits that are, instantly transmitting it with 15 extract speed upgrades.
And you're saving it into the tank, and it doesn't alloy inside the tank.
Correct.
Okay, that makes total sense. Wow.
I mean, there's still a very small chance that two metals will be finished smelting in the smelter over there at the same time that can alloy together. But it's so small that it's not even really that important. If we wanted to actually prevent the alloying altogether, we would just basically make this one smelter back here into two, and then whitelist the different metals that could be smelted to make sure that they don't go to the same smelter.
Nice. All right, so what is going on over here? I see a lava production setup.
Right. So this is our early power. So we used lava, obviously, to power both of the smeltery or our smeltery that we have, but we also have it coming over here. We have a little magma generator behind this. So this allowed us to power our alloy smelteries and such to get some of the higher end stuff.
And how much? You guys have a pretty large amount of lava stored up, right? At this point, and we haven't even very long. The server's been on for like 4 days.
We only have 7% full at this point, but it's several million buckets.
Nice.
And then we have the lava also going from there to here. This here will allow us to make netherrack and stone if we use redstone or glowstone. Then we also have some of the lava coming over here.
For all the obsidian you could ever want.
Yep.
Nice. Man, you guys have went quite extensive so far. But then again, you guys are the biggest group playing together on the server, which totally makes sense. The more people, the more free hands, the more stuff you can get done. Totally makes sense. But nice. And I do know you guys have a pretty cool looking mob farm, because I was kind of shown just a little bit. Scaredy kind of showed me this mob farm that's over here. And I have to say, it is a pretty nice design, pretty clean as well. And it gets the job done, which is the best part. And I'm really loving the color. That is one thing I really like.
Yeah, I love this. This is the layer from Xtone. I think it's type 5. And I just love the color with everything. Basically what I have going on here is cursed earth with vector plates on top of it. And then there's a single sheet of witch water so that it will turn the skeletons into withers. And on the other side, in the little pit down there, is a mob grinder. And that's what's killing it. Which is making quick work of everything. Oh, yes. And I got a moving wand, so that's where I got that blaze spawner. Oh, nice. So, and then to get the blazes in, I've got a couple fans. I've got a fan pushing them in and a fan pushing them down onto grinders so they actually get killed. Wow. Well, guys, this is looking really good. I know that you guys also are now pulling power out of these sheep. I haven't even covered these sheep yet, but yeah, these sheep actually produce a small amount of power, and can be all done very, very easy. I would say it's not too difficult to get a nice amount of power. But the problem is getting mobs to spawn in the first place, which is the thing I'm having a problem with. And I think it's mainly because I have my thing too close
to where I normally stand. But guys, thank you for the tour. I'm gonna go find somebody else to go check out and see where everybody else is at. But I would have to say, you guys are probably one of the most. You guys are definitely the farthest in this pack, or definitely have progressed the farthest, because mainly you guys have so many people in here helping you guys out. But awesome base so far. I can't wait to see what you guys do with everything else. And yeah, I'm gonna go see what everybody else has. See what everybody else is doing. All right, so we are here with Potion Wizard, or as he wants to be called, Potion, which is perfectly fine with me. He's gonna go ahead and show off his base. So take it from here.
Well, as you see, this is the spawn under construction.
Which is very nice.
I'm gonna have probably my ME system this way eventually. That's down the road. Here's my main
that's a little
area.
ways.
My main area I've been working on. I have a feeling that tree is just gonna grow in the middle of us talking about everything.
I can make it grow real quick. But anyways, yeah, the hallway is really nice looking.
I'm struggling with a roof currently.
Yeah, that does take a... Yeah, especially with no flight, it's pretty difficult to get started with a roof in this pack.
I don't know what block I want to use. And it leads to my mob farm, which is still... I tried.
Which is... It's nice. It's better than... believe me, most people will just take their base, dig a hole, and call it a day. But it looks like so far you have definitely not done that, so... Which is kind of nice. I like seeing stuff like this. I like people building along with their stuff, which actually looks really good. I really like it.
I don't like moving on until something looks nice.
Oh yeah, exactly. I'm the same way. It needs to look nice. And I see you've been working with a little bit of chisel and bits as well.
Yes.
Which is really nice.
Trial and error right now. I think I want to redo that.
You spend 3 days just chiseling and bitting, and then you forget, and you're like, oh, I've been here quite a while doing this.
Yeah, in this section right here, if you want to look in this chest, has filled up 18 and so slots of just bits.
Yeah, the bit bag definitely helps out whenever you get that. But you gotta have some wool first, which kind of makes that a little difficult.
And then I'm struggling. I want prismarine lanterns for behind the glass here, because I like the green.
Oh yeah, it would look good.
But I lack, and then I'm gonna put one up there as well.
But how many days? How many days have you been playing so far?
A total of like 3 hours, 4 hours.
3 hours? Yeah, that's like I said, that's not bad. That's awesome because like I said, I mean, it doesn't take very long to progress in this pack. This pack is mostly for fun. There with the tree, but like I said, I really like it when people actually put some effort and time into actually making their base look really good, which I appreciate. And thanks for the tour. That was nice. And I can't wait to see further progression later on down the line. All right, so I'm here with Sniper. Sniper also wanted to give a little tour and just kind of talk a little bit about his base as well, and we'll kind of go from there. So, how's it going?
Doing good, Chosen. How's it going for you?
I am doing just fine.
Well, as you can see here, I found a diamond furnace in one of the treasure chests, or in one of the quest packs. That was very useful. I use that for food. I use apples, thanks to those bonsai trees over there. And over here in this room is my tinker's room and basic ore gathering. I have 11 sifters on an auto sifter with an iron mesh. Once I get enough diamonds, that will be upgraded to diamonds.
Nice.
Yeah. So, yep. That's a tier 2 cobble gen, and that's used to make lava. Yeah, that's pretty much an auto lava generator for fuel, and eventually when I get lava generators, I'll be using that. Over here is basic farm, so non-magic. And over here, which is going to be extended back here, is going to become the mystical agriculture. And I'm actually going to be starting that up soon.
Nice. I can't wait to see when this is completed, which is what I'm looking forward to. I can't wait to see what everybody else has in store and how everything's going to look when it all comes together. But yeah, I appreciate it. Thanks for the tour.
Yeah. No problem. Have a good one.
So as you can see here, I'm going to be circling around quite a few different bases. And what I did was I just teleported to them kind of randomly, so you can kind of see the people that are there. I'm not giving out the usernames just in case people didn't want to be recorded at their base, but I did just want to show that, as you can see, it doesn't matter when you start on here. Everybody's kind of at different stages, and it's kind of cool watching the development of people's bases as it's underground. I've never been able to actually capture footage like this, which is kind of cool, and I can show it from the outside perspective, which you normally don't get to see. And I thought this would be kind of cool, just to kind of show it as a little slideshow. But yeah, I hope you guys are enjoying this. So I think today, now that all that's out of the way, we've kind of viewed a couple people's bases. Now the last few bases were just some random bases I teleported to, and as you can see, you know, there are still people that are joining every single day. I think today we had like 20 to 30 people that were on today, and we are getting like more people every single day. And the server is running great. So and like I said, there's so many different people playing at different paces that you can start today and be perfectly fine. Like, I'm not even that far, but you got some people that are very far. It just all depends. We got a lot of people that play for several hours a day. So those people are, of course, going to be a lot farther than I am. When I only play, you know, for the active play time is only 2 to 4 hours per day. But anyways, let's go ahead and make some stuff. So, we're going to work on mystical agriculture. I think that'd be a great thing to do. So what I did, I picked up the sand, because I've been using normal sand. That's not the great thing. I mean, let's not use normal sand. I mean, come on. We can make snad. Why not make snad? I need one other piece of sand. I think I have... Do I have gravel laying around? I should. There's some gravel. And let's just place you... And we'll get dirt. I don't know how much... I'm not a big fan of it turning into dirt. It's so confusing whenever you've played so many different packs that uses X Nihilo that dirt isn't a thing like that. You don't get dirt like that. Normally you get dirt by filling saplings and stuff inside of these wooden barrels, and that's how you get dirt. So it's so weird to see that you get dirt that way, but it makes sense at the beginning, their very early beginning. But yeah, we're gonna work with mystical agriculture. I just wanted to go ahead and actually get some of that going. Now, I know I have some sugarcane. I wonder, is sugarcane and then hit T over the item? That will show me that there is sugarcane in here. I'm overlooking it. It's right here. So yeah, if you ever get in a tight spot and you're like, I can't find that item that I'm looking for, you can search it in JEI, and then out-click so you're not in here, and then you can hit T while hovering over that particular item, and this will happen. This is, I think, from Extra Utilities that adds this. And you hit T, and that will show you what chest has that item in it. It's actually very useful. And yeah, we're going to grab some more of that. That's a perfect way to show that mod off, to show that feature off, actually. So let's throw this on the snad. This will help it grow a little bit faster. But we're going to start using this farmland very soon, because mystical agriculture is so good. Oh man, I can't say enough how good it is. And then I also wanted to point this out. I switched to small storage crates. So I added some more small storage crates here, just so we have more space for our loot bags. I haven't even opened up any more loot bags. And then I converted this because, of course, this actually needs a lot more space. And especially when I expand it and make it bigger. I added some leaves up here, just add a little bit more decoration. And like I said, we're going to get started. Let's go ahead and get started with mystical agriculture. So, mystical agriculture is a resource generating mod, much like the Civ. I don't want to stick with the Civ forever. The Civ is great and all, but there's better ways of getting resources. And mystical agriculture is definitely one of those ways. So, as you can see, we have the Inferium Seed. Now, this is the high tier. What you see here on the first page is the super high tier. It's actually an add-on mod for mystical. You can tell, mystical agri add-on. So, mystical agriculture add-ons. But we need to look at actual mystical agriculture, and you see that we have these base crafting seeds, right? And this is going to require prosperity shards. Now, the only way to get prosperity shards is, well, you're going to have to sieve. And we have yet to make a heavy sieve, so I think we could probably do that. While we let this do its own thing, we can have our own sieve somewhere else. And let's actually make a heavy sieve. It's just going to require some logs. And we should be able to make a heavy sieve. So let's make a heavy dark oak sieve, right? We just need some sticks. And we should be able to make a heavy dark oak sieve. How nice is that? Now, we are going to need iron, so I'm going to grab some iron over here. By the way, we have a lot of resources. It is pretty noisy over here as well. That's because we got those 3 machines going. But we're going to take this. We're going to take some of the gravel. I'm going to have to take some of the gravel from over here. Actually, I think that is kind of stopped at the moment. Let's see. Do we have enough gravel in here? Yes, we have a bit of gravel. That'll be plenty. That'll be enough to get us a starting basis on our prosperity shards. And that will allow us to go from there. So, we'll take this. We'll end up converting this. If you hold Shift K, you can auto compress all of that without throwing it in your inventory. This mod adds that feature. We'll take our heavy sieve. We'll throw that bad boy right there. It kind of blends in with everything. And we're going to make ourselves a mesh. So let's grab some of this lovely string that we've been collecting for so long. And we're going to make an iron mesh. So let's make an iron stiffened mesh. We could probably make a diamond stiffened mesh actually. Let's go ahead and look at here. We have diamond. Let's make a diamond stiffened mesh so we can also claim our reward. We'll make a diamond stiffened mesh, and that will get us a quest reward. So let's go ahead and claim it. Plus, we back whenever we made the storage drawers, we also got a loot box from that. So let's head on over to this, and we'll get a diamond mesh reward. Let's see what these crates have in store for us. So we got fluid displays from random things. I don't actually know how those work, so that'll be something we'll have to check out. And more black lotuses, of course. We have a bunch of black lotuses at this point. I don't think that Botania is going to be very hard at all getting started, especially with all those black lotuses, or blacker lotuses. So that's perfect. So let's go ahead and throw this stuff back in here. As you can see, I put a diamond on the front to kind of notify, or to show what is in here. This is like our special items and resources. And then I put a piece of iron ore piece right there. You could hit P to do that on a block. And then also I placed my wrench on top of here. And I thought that was a perfect place for the extra utilities wrench, right on the extra utilities resonator. I thought that'd be a great place for that. All right, so we have compressed gravel. We just need to hammer this a bit. Shouldn't take very long at all. And again, it's going to turn into dirt. Fun. And then we could do the whole thing again, Shift K, to compress this dirt. Oh, we have to be inside of a crafting grid. And there we go, because it's using one of these hidden things. You can actually hit, if all of these are not dirt, you can hit just K on the item, and it will compress the one stack. But if you want to compress all the stacks, you can do so. Did somebody die in chat? Oh, Alexander fell from a high place. Damn, F in chat for that. Wow, I hope you guys get that reference, by the way. If you do, let me know down in the comments what that reference means. That way everybody else can kind of understand that reference, but it's hilarious. Anyways, back to what we're doing. Diamond stiffened mesh. Will sand give us prosperity shards from a diamond stiffened mesh? Anyways, yes, it gives us a 16% chance, so we're probably better off using a diamond mesh in that way anyways. Alright, so let's go ahead and sieve, or go ahead and convert this to sand. And then we can convert this and compress it. So another way that I like to compress stuff is hitting R over this item and pulling all the stuff in after I've thrown the stuff in for the first go. All right, so we can throw the diamond stiffened mesh here, and inside there we can start sieving the sand, and it's going to do 9 at a time. Same as this size. It's going to do the exact same, but this only takes up 1 block space. So it's like a little nice personal thing you can do. Now, I don't know, I seriously don't know if the extra utilities mechanical user works on the heavy sieve, but it's worth a shot. We could probably try it eventually. It would take a few more steps for the automation process, whereas that's completely automated. This might take a little bit longer. I don't know, so that might be something we need to look into later. But we should be getting some prosperity shards. We already got our first prosperity shard, which is awesome. Oh man, that means we can start making those seeds. Which all it takes is the few seeds, and then you can get started. And then, oh boy, and does it start getting a lot more fun. We're eventually going to get sand automated. So let me go ahead and throw the rest of these extra items that we got out of here into this, because eventually they'll all be in here. Look how much iron we get. Man, we are not going to need any iron. Also, we got some yellorium, which is really great, because we can actually cook this into... We can turn this into actual yellorium and turn it to a yellorium block. And if I remember correctly, the yellorium block gives us times 20 on our smeltery, or on our lava production, which is exactly what we want. So let's throw that in there. We'll get 9 of those cooking up, and we'll replace the lava source that we have on our lava generator, our crucible. So we have 10 of these prosperity shards. So mystical agriculture is something that we were checking out, and the crafting seeds is not exactly what we need, but we will need them eventually to craft all these different kinds of essence. We do need something that produces the inferium. I think it's the base tier inferium seeds. So as you can see right here, they're the inferium seeds. So if you do inferium, you'll see we get inferium seeds. Now this is going to require inferium with the actual regular seeds themselves. So I was actually growing quite a few seeds, and as you see, we have some wheat to show for that. And we're going to use this with the inferium that we've collected from our mob farm to actually make some of these seeds. Perfect. And we're going to make 7 of them. Let's say 7. Then we're going to start with that and see how that goes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we have 7 of them. Now we just have to really wait. They kind of grow just like any other plant. They have growth stages. So there is a few other things that we can use to make these grow instantly, just to kind of demonstrate. And I think I have some in a loot chest. Yes. So if you've gotten these, mystical fertilizer from a loot chest, this will instantly grow the mystical agriculture plant. And then when you harvest it, it will give you inferium. Now, we only get 1 inferium from these inferium seeds. The higher tier of the inferium seeds that you go up to, the more inferium you're going to get per plant growth. So I think the top tier gives you like quite a few. And the higher you go, the better off they get. So, as you can see, this is going to require a few things. So if we want to make actual items, or have the ability to make items, let's take a look at some of the stuff that we can make. So, say we want, I don't know if prosperity is something we can get. So prosperity shards is like that one thing that does not grow from the mystical agriculture. So we have to get that from seeds. Redstone. Redstone is something we're going to need a lot of. And right now we have to sieve dust, and it's kind of a pain to get dust. But if you see here, this requires, for redstone seeds, it requires a tier 3 seed, which means we have to, for one thing, go all the way through on each one of these for crafting and start off with our base seed, which requires the prosperity shards. Then we go into inferium essence, which we are getting now. Then we move on to this seed, which is a tier 2 seed, which requires the prudentium. Now, the prudentium requires you to take inferium essence and an infusion crystal. You're going to use an infusion, not a master. You won't get the master yet. That is way at the end of this mod. But the infusion crystal is actually pretty cheap. And it has 1,000 uses, which is honestly not that much. But you get a bunch of this essence whenever you're killing mobs. So you can also get this essence from killing mobs as well, which is probably the best way of getting it. But yeah, we're going to go mainly for the redstone. And as you can see, it just tiers up from there. If you want to make this, it's going to require 4 of these. And you're going to have to keep going up. So it's going to require more and more of this inferium essence. So you're going to need a lot of inferium essence later on down the line, which is going to be pretty easy, with considering most mob farms are going to produce a ton of it. And I think that we have some down in here already. We have some 11. Just from the time that I cleared it earlier to now, we already have 11. And let's see, is this stuff growing? Yeah, it's grown to 14, and that's also going to produce a little bit for us as well. So we're going to have to kind of wait a little bit on this, but we can go ahead and make our crystal. So let's take a look. The crystal Shouldn't be too bad. We can make the tier 1 crafting seed, and then we're actually going to need to make this. So we're going to need a diamond. So let's grab 1 diamond. Super easy. Bam. We'll make the infusion crystal, and now we have a crystal, and we shouldn't have to worry about too much. I am going to go ahead and grab a small storage crate, and I'm going to call this storage crate, I'm going to place it over here next to our farm stuff. And this is where all of our Inferium type stuff is going to go. Anything related to mystical agriculture is going to go in this chest for the most part. We're going to get a lot of stuff coming into, like, this chest for mob grinding stuff, which is basically, we're going to have Inferium essence over here. But other than that, we shouldn't have an issue. So, with that being done, we're going to work ourselves eventually towards redstone. But till now, we kind of have to wait on redstone. And this is going to be our main source of getting resources. And it looks like it's having a little issues, but normally this thing you normally shut this off and give it a chance to kind of gain some gravel, but it doesn't have to. Look, I mean, we have so much iron at this point. I honestly, I can't even compute what to do with the iron other than build an entire base with iron. Because they're basically giving you that much iron to do so. Like, I have so much stored away as well. If we look over here, look how much iron is just stored in this chest. It's kind of ridiculous. But yeah. Okay, so we have this done. Let's go ahead and take all this out. I have been storing quite a bit, which is going to allow us to progress through quite a few mods fairly soon. And you can see we have a lot of lead, and I see some things in my future. Let's take a look at this. This should tell us. So the fluid display is a decorative block that can take the texture of fluids. Right-click with a fluid container. Okay. It'll take the texture of the fluid container on the... Okay, right-click it. It'll switch between flowing and stationary. Oh! So, yeah, it's just a decorative block that... Say we place it down, like this, and instead of having an actual source of water... Let's see, do we have a bucket nearby? I don't have a bucket on me, I don't think. We have a bucket right here. So I can right-click it with the fluid. So say we want lava, for example. Let's do lava. We can apparently right-click it with lava, and then it will turn into lava, but it won't catch anything on fire. And if we right-click it, it'll switch between flowing or non-flowing. That's kind of cool, actually. That's a good idea, and it doesn't consume the lava. So if you want to decorate your block with a particular kind of fluid, you can do so with this block. Really cool. That's actually nice. That's one thing these loot bags are really good at, showing you stuff that you would have never known about had you not discovered it in a loot bag. Speaking of loot bags, I have displays here, which are just drying racks from Tinker's Construct, showing you what these certain chests are used for. And like I said, I have a bunch of loot bags. So what else should we do besides open them? Right? We should open loot bags, right? So let's do so. Let's open a few loot bags, and then I think we can probably work on getting some automated loot bag systems going. But for right now, we can just shift right click on these chests. I don't know if these chests allow you to right click on them to empty them. I guess not. Sometimes these bags are a little finicky with how they work. They let you put them in there, but not anywhere else. Anyways, we're going to open this. Shaver. More shearables. Okay, so yeah, we're going to open a few of these. I'm going to open a few of them up. I'm going to put them all in these chests. Then we're going to come back and we're going to see what all we got. So I've done finishing out all my loot bags, and then I gathered a little bit of Inferium essence. We're going to actually talk about this here in just a second. But first, let's take a look at the stuff that we've got. So as you can see, we got, look at this, slime saplings. You can't beat that. That is a really good drop. We've gotten this before, the chorus flower, we got that in the past. Quite a few different things, as you can see here. Automatic torch placer, this thing's really cool. And then I basically combined all the chests that were here, and I'm using these chests to place the bags into, since it doesn't work in these chests. And then it basically allows me to get through more bags faster. And I want to go through each individual bag. I don't want to just go to the top tier bag because every bag has its own loot. And actually, the basic stuff has some pretty good stuff in it. So, I mean, I can't complain. But I wanted to talk about this. So here's some of the really good loot, at least I think, in at least ingot-wise, that we received. Plus, we need to get the Rod of Elevation, which allows you to teleport yourself to the target entity up to the nearest surface above, which is actually really cool. And the Evoker Fang, we ended up getting 2 of those. The Evoker Fang is one of my favorite items from Cyclic, whatever you want to call it. Look at that. Oh man, that is... Oh, it's so satisfying to watch because of the way it works. Oh man, it's really good. But we also got these inventory cakes. And you can see right here, inventory cakes. Eat to upgrade your inventory. So if we eat this... Our inventory just received another inventory. Swap to another, it says swap with left column. Swap row with hotbar. You can pretty much do that. I mean, look at this. That is nice that we have that. I mean, we can just go, I want my building tools here. I want my building blocks that I always use, and you can keep those stored in this hotbar, and so you can have all of your tools that you normally use up here. When you need to swap, you can just hot swap. And I even think there's a keyboard shortcut that you can keybind to use that. I don't think eating another one helps, but we can always have that up for sell to somebody maybe later on. I don't know. You know, you never know. Somebody might want to buy that there at the market. We got some food and stuff like that, but really not too much out of those loot bags other than these slime boots, which I am going to put on because, you know, I always like some slime boots. But yeah, we're getting pretty close to the end of the episode. Before I do that, like I said, I wanted to make that seed. So we're going to need some redstone. I have this already, but I want to show you a good way to get some of this. If you've already gotten an acceleration wand from your loot bag, you can actually use this by hitting the equals key. You can change the mode to fast. It starts off with fast, faster, and then fastest mode. And then you can shift right click on a block or a machine or anything like that to increase its speed. And as you can see, it actually works on Mystical Agriculture, which I think is absolutely insane. Because if you get higher tier on this, you could set up a mechanical user to use this. But I mean, you do have to charge it, so you know, that is one thing you can do. But anyways, let's go ahead and take this, because remember, we have to get to tier 3. And we also need crafting seeds. So I'm going to convert this. This is 16. That should allow us to get to where we need. There we go. This is what we need to make that seed. So we're going to need to go back into the redstone. And you can see right here, the redstone seed itself is going to require a tier 3 crafting seed. So we're going to have to do this one more time. So we'll split a whole stack. And we'll get 16, and we'll repeat this process. And you need 8 of those to make this one seed, as you can see here. And then we're going to need this, which we're going to need another 16 of these. So let's grab this. This will give us, we need 4 of these. And then we have the rest of the Inferium essence there. So we're going to need the base tier seed, which we have everything for. So, and we have already made, we made that earlier. So let's take this base tier seed, surround it with Inferium essence, then surround it with this lovely green essence here. Or I guess what is it, Prudentium? And then we need the Intermedium essence. And that'll get us the tier 3 crafting seed. And thus will allow us, if we have some redstone somewhere, I think it's in this chest, to make ourselves a redstone seed. Oh, so good. I'm so happy to have this redstone seed, mainly because, yeah, we need redstone, but you can also use this on it. And as you can see, you get this redstone dust. And this stuff is really handy. And like I said, this wand will allow us to collect quite a bit of it, and it actually makes quite a bit of redstone. So if you take a look at this, it makes 16 redstone when you have 9 of these. So you can't complain. Like that's, look at that. We just got 9 just from that short period of time. That's 16 redstone. That will allow us to do so much more in this pack now that we have access to easy redstone and no longer need to sieve dust. Pretty good, guys. Well, I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, guys, you know what to do. You know what to do. Don't forget to click that subscribe button if you haven't already, guys, and also click that like button. You guys know you like to hit that like button. Anyways, as always, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.